Hey, I got Yesenia here on Kicking It with Jason podcast today. Yesenia, how you doing?
Good, good. I'm excited.
That's awesome. I know we've been texting. You're in my text community group, text group. You know my girlfriend, and we follow each
Yes.
other on social media. And I always see you posting about your business, and you've actually a lot of your clients. I know people are like high school or friends of friends. So I know like many of the clients that you've
Oh my
had.
God, Richmond is like it's big. It's a big city, but it's everyone knows everyone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I came to learn this with my business. I'm like, oh my God, Richmond is just such a supportive community. Like I've
Yeah,
gotten so much support from Richmond, and I've been here my whole life. So
nice, nice. You've been in Richmond your whole life. That's cool.
yeah,
So my mom grew up in Richmond. My older sister. So yeah, I got a lot of roots in
yeah,
Richmond. What
yeah.
high school did you go to?
Richmond High.
Richmond High.
Ridgemont High,
Nice,
went to Helms Middle School, Downer Elementary. So I've been here my entire life.
cool.
Yeah.
You said Downer or Donner?
Downer, yeah.
Is Downer still there?
Yep, it's still there, just
Still there?
remodeled. Yeah.
Cool. But I know you're super busy. You're an entrepreneur. You're a mom. Married, right?
Married, 10 years
Wife.
already.
So yeah, you got a lot going on.
Oh,
Um,
man.
but yeah, I love bringing people on the podcast. Even though I'm a fitness personal trainer guy, I don't like just having just straight fitness on my podcast. I really like to explore other people's passions, their business, their side hustles, and have
Yes.
cool, awesome conversations from amazing people. So again, thank you for being on.
Thank
Uh,
you.
but yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you said you grew up in Richmond. How long have you been in the dentistry business? Where did you go to
Yeah.
college? All that good stuff.
So, like I mentioned, went to Richmond High, graduated in 2005. Back then, Richmond High was not like I guess how it is right now. We didn't have like really good teachers, to be honest.
Yeah,
I felt like all the teachers that were there at the time were ready to retire, and
yeah.
so they weren't really um, motivating into learning or anything like that. I mean, I had some amazing teachers that were just coming in. I guess they
Uh huh.
graduated with their, BA or something, and they were the ones that were really motivated.
Yeah,
But when I was in high school, I had no clue what I wanted to do in life. I knew I wanted to go to college. I just didn't know which college or what I wanted to do.
yeah.
So the counselors were not the best,
Mm,
unfortunately. I didn't have the resource or like who to talk to regarding, college, career, or anything like that. Um, I just one day I just sat down with my sister, and she was like, "What are you gonna do with your life?" After graduating. I'm like, "I have no idea." I guess they were already wanting to know that I need to figure my life out after high school,
yeah,
And
yeah,
so I basically said, "You know what? I've never been afraid of going to the dentist." That was kind of weird. I've never been
yeah.
afraid. So I'm like, you know what? Let me see where that takes me. So I actually started working for a dental office here in Richmond, and he trained me. Didn't know anything. He trained me from the beginning, and it was so hard. He was a really tough dentist.
Mm,
But I thank him now. I really do, because his ways of teaching really made me a really good assistant.
yeah.
After being there for a whole year, then that's when I went and challenged the board, got my registered dental assistant license, and then I moved to Martinez, and I've been there for over 15 years already.
Cool.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I mean, I pursued my career. I got extra like licensing, so now I do more than just a dental assistant. I place fillings, crowns, so now I feel like I'm more valuable in the office.
Sweet, sweet,
Yeah.
sweet. So you're working full time at a dental office, and then your side hustle, part time business is Pearly Whites Mobile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
So I work Monday through Thursday at the
Yeah,
dental office. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I picked up a teeth whitening business.
yeah,
At first, it was just supposed to be a side hustle thing,
yeah.
and I feel like it still is, but now I invested too much in this business that I'm really considering, um, either dropping some days at my dental office and make this more of my full-time job.
Yeah.
Right. So it was just going to be a side business. I spoke to my husband about this, and I'm like, it would be great to offer teeth whitening for just everyone, and affordable teeth whitening, because at our office we charge $500, and when we have patients ask us, hey, I want to get my teeth whitened, and then we tell them the price, they're like, oh, we can't afford that. That's a lot of money. Right.
Yeah.
And so it was just an idea. I brought it up to my husband a couple times. I actually forgot that I mentioned it to like friends and coworkers. I always said, it would be so cool to offer teeth whitening, professional teeth whitening outside the office. So in February of last year, I just told my husband, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. He's like, go for it. So I paid for some training, which I already had a lot of experience, but I just didn't know how to offer it the legal way in California. So I paid for some training, and I thought it was just going to be one client a weekend, and that's it. That's all it's going to be, right? And then COVID happened, and I'm just like, okay, well, I have all this whitening gel that's going to expire, and I'm like, I need to figure something out. And so I wanted to make my Instagram look more professional, nicer looking. So I was just doing a lot of research how to promote my business, promote teeth whitening. At the time, I didn't have a legit business. It was just a name and offering teeth whitening just for locals. And once I started doing my research, I actually had someone reach out to me and tell me, hey, I really like that name, Pearly Whites. Is it trademark? And I'm like, not yet. And he's like, well, I really like it. So if it's not, then I want to take it. And so I spoke to my husband. He's like, no, get your LLC, get your insurance, get everything, because that's a really good name, a really catchy name.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I was like, nobody had Pearly Whites. That's crazy.
Yes. And so I had to do all of that. So I had to pay a huge fee to get my business license, my LLC, my EIN number. All of that. Once I got that done, I'm like, well, if I'm already here, let me see how much it costs to create a website. And so that was the next step. So during COVID, I was selling at-home care maintenance kits, because obviously I couldn't see people or clients. And I started noticing that my followers were unfollowing me. They were not interested anymore. So so by creating a little at-home care, there was a lot of people that did not know me, or I did not know them personally, but they were like, I want to buy one of your maintenance kit. With that money that I was getting from that, then I started putting it back on the business. So the first year, obviously, I didn't make much. It all went back to the business and making it better and better and better.
Nice. Man, a lot of things you said in this first eight minutes, I can relate a lot. Like how you said you learned under the wing from somebody that was like already in the dental field. The dentist that was leading the office, right? You learn from that's like the same way I learned how to teach kickboxing and fitness. Like I think that's so important. Is like if you want to, I think the best way you can learn. Of course, there's schooling and there's everything, but in today's age, like you got the internet and also just getting your hands dirty and learning from somebody that's in the field. So that's really cool. What's one of the things you feel like top three, or maybe one thing that stood out where you're just like, all right, I'm always gonna apply that to everything I do in my dental career. What's one thing that stands out?
From what I learned on that day that I worked at that office, you mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it was just how with him, it was not about the money. It was about helping his patients.
Right.
And a lot of his patients were immigrants, people from Mexico, people from Brazil. And I remember if there was patients that couldn't afford a certain treatment, he would just tell the front office, like, don't worry about it. Whatever he can afford.
Yeah.
And so just the ethic that he had was amazing.
That's beautiful.
And yes. And I mean, other than, dentistry and stuff, I really, really enjoyed it, but it was just that. So when I left, I did work in El Cerrito with this other dentist, and her work ethic was horrible. I was only able to stay there for like 2 months, and
Oh wow,
I
yeah,
left. Yeah, it was really
yeah,
bad. And luckily I found, my current boss, the dentist I work for, and
yeah,
he definitely, he's similar, but he's actually also, he takes care of his team,
yeah,
rewards his team when they do
yeah.
good. So I like that as well. But for me, it's more, again, that's why I applied teeth whitening. I don't want to charge so much money. I want everyone to be able to afford something like this.
That's really
Um,
cool. Yeah,
so it's not just for people in Walnut Creek that, make a lot of money. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's for everyone in my community here in Richmond as well. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And like how you said, like it's now turning, it's a more busy business for you. It was just a small idea that's growing for you. That's pretty cool. And I think
Yeah.
I'm always telling people that, like, especially people in their 20s, I'm like, scratch your itch, whatever
Oh
it
my
is,
God. Yes.
scratch it.
I wish honestly, like, yes, I'm married. I have a kid now. It's a little harder for me,
Yeah,
to make some time for all of that. If it
yeah,
wasn't for my husband being so supportive, I don't know if I would have be able to do this.
uh,
Um, but if you're in your 20s and you're free of doing a lot of things,
yeah,
man, go for it, because
yeah,
as long as you
yeah,
have the motivation and just hungry to learn and do
yeah,
things, oh my God, you
yeah,
can do a lot of things.
yeah. I think a lot of people, I mean, from what I see, just from experience, what I've seen, everything, a lot of people are afraid to fail. And, like there's things that they want to please their parents. There might be that,
Yeah.
or they don't want to be laughed at. They don't want to be judged, or they just have fear. But,
Oh yeah,
I think,
totally.
just a lot of things come down to self-esteem, and that's like something that has to be worked on, and good parenting, working on it yourself definitely helps all that. But I think people need to know, like, you're gonna be okay if you try.
Yes. Oh
Trying
yeah.
is way better than failing, or not even try. Or trying is way better than not doing anything. So
Right. And it's
yeah,
like, and you brought a point. I am, when I was in high school, I felt like my sisters were already having high expectations on me.
yeah,
Like, are you going to
yeah.
college? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that?
Right, 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 right.
Unfortunately, I went to college. I went to get my prerequisites because I wanted to be a dental hygienist. But
Yeah.
the program was so competitive that I didn't even get in,
Mm,
and I didn't even get my associate's degree either. Um, so I took all these prerequisites, and because it was so crowded, I didn't get in. They wanted me to take two more classes again, retake anatomy and retake physiology, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
wow.
I was working full time, going to school at night. It was just, I was so tired. So that didn't stop me. I did my
Yeah,
research, and I'm like, okay, if I can't get into the dental program, the dental hygiene, what else can I do? And that's when I found the EF2 program, what I do now.
yeah,
And it's been a blessing. I mean, I'm probably making the same amount as a hygienist.
yeah,
But
yeah,
regarding college, um, I mean, it's great. It's great if you go,
yeah,
but it's not the end of the world
yeah,
if you don't. I mean,
yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah.
always time. There's always time to go to college if that's your plan. Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's like, it's such a strong belief. It's almost like a religion here. It's like college is the way. And for some people it is. Like, it's gonna be the answer for you. But like for me it wasn't. I didn't want to be a trainer. Um I have more entrepreneurial tendencies, so school wasn't gonna be for me. And that's for a lot of people, especially with the debt and, like you said, the competitiveness and like these loans, man. Like,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
hurting people. It's really hurting kids.
Oh
20
yeah.
20 years old with $80,000 in debt. That's crazy.
And then they're in college, and then they find out that that's not what they want to do.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah. It gets
Yeah.
crazy. But that's a lot of good advice you just said about, like, you didn't have to take the college route. There was still a way. You're still in the dental field, and making just as much money as somebody who might have took the college route and
Yep.
spent a lot more money to get the education. So,
Yeah.
man, kudos to you. Kudos to
Thank
you for
you.
sure.
Thanks.
Yeah. So like starting a side hustle, because you do it on the weekends. What's like your typical work day look like, or your typical work week? How does that run?
So right now, well, right now I have an assistant, Jen.
Yeah.
She's amazing. I love her. I hope she
Yeah,
never
yeah. I seen
leaves
her on
me.
Instagram. She works out really
And
well too.
yeah, and I just hired someone else that I'm bringing in. They're more of a dental professional, dental field, been in there in the field for a long time.
Yeah.
But before I had them, and then things were kind of opening up, I was literally taking clients from sometimes 7 in the morning all the way till like, I don't know, like 3 p.m.
Mm,
On the weekends. On Fridays I would end till like 5 or 6, and I
wow.
book them every like it's an hour each client, but I give myself another hour in between so I can drive to my next location.
Yeah.
Yeah, so um it's a full day, and being mobile, I came to realize how hard it is to be mobile and drive to different, cities
Yeah.
sometimes. Um
Oh, question,
so
question. Was this a business that existed like 10 years ago? Was this even around 10 years ago? Like mobile teeth whitening?
there was actually one, the lady that trained me, she was
Uh-huh.
actually mobile at the time. And I don't know, it's kind of like when you buy a brand new car. You never seen it on the road or on the freeway, and all of a sudden you buy that car and you start seeing so
You see it
many of the
everywhere?
same, right?
Wow.
So when I did the mobile teeth whitening, I started seeing so many other people doing it. I'm like, what? I thought I was the
Yeah,
only
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Even some clients tell me, I thought you're the only one here, and I'm like, no, there's more people doing it. But the only difference is that because they don't have a dental license, or work in the dental field,
Yeah.
they cannot touch a client's mouth. It's
Uh,
illegal. It's performing dentistry. So they have to perform it. They have to, it's kind of like a self guided teeth whitening.
also you tell them like, all right, grab this, do
Here,
this
put this in
next.
your mouth. Yeah, here's the whitening gel applied on your teeth, right?
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So,
where were we? So yes, you say your typical work day, you were working 7 to 3 on the weekends or Fridays, and yeah.
yeah. And now with my assistants, it's like, I even told them, I'm like, okay, I'm planning on taking some time off in June and July. I really need to take care of my family, of my house,
Right, right,
because that's my priority.
right, right.
Um, so I basically told them, it's up to you girls if you want to take some time off too, and they're like, nope, give me a full schedule. So it's really nice to be able to fill their schedule and just probably see one client and that's it, but still, make okay money.
That's pretty good. And
Yeah.
when you're finding your assistants, how did you do it? Did you already know them, or did you go out and recruit, or like
Mm,
how did you come that?
So initially I had one of my best friends, which is a dental assistant. She was helping me out, but
Yeah,
she's really shy.
yeah,
She's an introvert, so she couldn't do it solo, and I needed
yeah,
someone that would do it solo. So I put an ad on Instagram that I was looking for someone in the dental field to help me. And Jen, me and her found each other because I used to work out at the same fitness club that she works out.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so we started following each other. And then when she saw my ad, she said, "Hey, are you still looking?" I'm like, "Yes." And so that's how we connected. And the first day we met each other, it felt like we knew each other for many years.
yeah.
It was meant to be. So
Nice.
yeah.
As a kid, did you have like these same kind of ambitious things that you would do?
No,
Were you no? This is like
no.
something that came up just as
Uh,
you got older,
elementary was rough. I was bullied a lot, and
huh?
so my self-esteem was really, really low.
Wow.
Middle school, it was a weird stage, from elementary to middle school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I would say It was in high school. Um, it might sound kind of corny, but my boyfriend, now husband, he really put my self-esteem up here. Like,
Nice,
he
nice, nice.
motivated me a lot. And he was always there, you know. And so, yeah, I honestly would say it was him that really got me up there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How did you launch, like when you first started? Because we had no clients, right? Day one, you got no
I was
clients.
not
So,
ready. No, I
huh.
had nothing. I had nothing. I just had my lamp, my whitening gel, and I just started telling my closest friend, which is like 6 of them. I started telling them, "Hey, can you give me a shout out?" You know, like it felt weird to ask them, but they were like, "Yeah, sure." So they kind of gave a shout out of my Instagram page, and then
Yeah,
I just got a few followers that way. I started posting it on my personal account, and so I got my friends following me from my personal account. But I had nothing ready. Like, I think I was learning as I went. There was a lot of mistakes being done that I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay, I can definitely improve and make it better, you know?
yeah.
When I first went to my first client's house, and I still till this day see her. This is the third time I've seen her already in a year and a half.
Yeah.
Right. And I told her, you know, you were my first one. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I couldn't even tell that I was your first client. And I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
really? Because I just started with a tool bag. I had
Yeah,
my tool bag and I put everything in there because I didn't know, you know, what I was going to need. And then
yeah,
after that, I'm like, oh, this tool bag is not going to work. I need something better, right? So then I purchased this thing that you can just roll, like kind of like a suitcase. And then from there, I'm like, I don't like this. Let me go get something else, right?
yeah.
And so, yeah, I had nothing planned. All I had was the name. I wrote down different names, and I told my closest friend, which ones do you guys like? Vote on it, right? And I had a few that voted Pearly Whites Mobile. I told my sisters, they were like Pearly Whites Mobile. I'm like, okay, then that's the name, Pearly Whites Mobile. Yeah. So
Nice.
no, I didn't have nothing together, to be honest.
Wow. You
Yeah.
just learned as you went.
Yes.
That's
I
cool.
did reach out to my hairstylist. I knew that she had like about 300 followers or so, and I said, hey, can I do a free whitening on you and for a shout out? And she's
Yeah,
like, yeah, sure. So I
yeah,
went
yeah.
and did her whitening, and she still paid me because she knows how it is to start a business.
Business, yeah, yeah,
And she gave me a shout out. When she gave me a shout out, I got like 100 followers right there.
yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
That's pretty good. I
Yeah.
love that you did that free one because I think a lot of people think if they do something for free, they take it as that they're getting taken advantage of or they're not giving the best. What am I trying to say? Or they're not appreciating the service that they're giving as a provider, right? So it's
Yeah.
like that's not true.
Yeah.
I still do free sessions,
Yeah.
and like anybody that wants to start personal training and fitness and things like that, I'm like the main thing you want to do is get as much experience as you can. So I
Yeah.
would start with your friends and family, train them all for free because you want to learn different body types. You want to learn different programs, what
Exactly.
exercises work for
Yes.
people. Like all this stuff you want to learn, how to communicate with different
Totally.
people. Like all that is so important. So I
Yeah.
love the free work strategy because it works and it's a good way to
Yeah.
get your name out there, like you
But
said.
I do want to say that I guess it was just easier. It's easy for me because I didn't feel rushed to book, you know, and
Yeah,
to market my stuff because I still
yeah,
had my 9 to 5 job.
right, 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 right.
So if I had cancellations or whatever, I still didn't feel like, oh man, I
Yeah,
just lost money, you know.
yeah, yeah.
But after a year and a half now, I feel like I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, I need to reconsider my life, like what I want to do now because it's
Yeah,
getting super busy in a good way.
yeah,
And I'm just spending too much time working for someone else that where I can put my 100% effort into my business and make it grow, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. What's been one of the biggest let's say changes that you've seen in yourself since starting this? What's something you noticed?
Um, biggest changes.
Do you feel like,
Um,
well, I mean, I would, I mean, I guess I could kind of speak for you. I would say, you definitely harness your self-esteem a lot more, coming from being bullied to now, like that's probably pretty huge. So,
oh man, yeah, definitely.
yeah.
I still have to. Um, I'm still a little shy when it comes to live stories,
Uh,
or creating stories where I show my face. I'm still a little bit shy about that, but
uh,
I'm getting better, as just have to do it more often.
yeah,
But
yeah. You
yeah,
talking
no,
about for like content and things like that?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I'm always
Um,
showing my face.
yeah.
But
I would
the
say the biggest change since I started my business is probably um, just kind of learning how to manage time,
yeah, nice, nice.
right? Because when I didn't have the teeth mobile whitening, honestly, like even before COVID, I would tell my husband like, all right, well, we would do certain things on the weekends, or sometimes we're really homebodies.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
we're very simple. And I just feel like time is definitely I need to manage better. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
It you kind of figure that out as you go too, right? With
yeah,
yeah, with knowing when to say no to things, knowing when to say yes to things. Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Oh my, well, I have so many clients sometimes where I say I'm gonna take this weekend off, and then all of a sudden I get clients from, I don't know, San Jose or Sacramento, and they're like, hey, can you come and do mobile whitening? I'm like, I want to get
yeah.
more clients, but no, I can't. I can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like even with me, I know I can make more money on the weekends doing sessions, but for now I'm just like, nah, like even though that's more money for me, I'd rather spend that time relaxing, hanging out with my girlfriend. And
Right.
so yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's different for everybody, Everybody's yes is different than somebody's no. So
Yes.
yeah,
Totally.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Um Man, that's pretty much all the questions I have about your business. That was
I honestly can't wait to work out with you. I think that's one of the things that I'm really feeling is getting back on my fitness, because I was at one point before COVID, I was working out probably 3-4 times a week, and
yeah.
I had a goal like from February to April, and I lost all the weight, and now I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, I feel like that's why I need time for myself. I need to.
Yeah. Well, the good news is like there's always a restart button.
Yes,
Once you hit
yes,
it, and you know, get back on the consistency track, and it comes back.
exactly.
So
And same thing goes with business. Hey, if you fail once, you can get back up and start again, right? You
yeah,
learn
yeah.
where you made the mistakes, and just keep going if you have the motivation. Obviously, it's the same thing with working out. You need to be focused and motivated.
Oh, you do, and not every day you're going to be motivated. It's just about getting the work done, and then after you're like, okay, I'm glad I did
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly.
Yep, yep. I just posted about that the other day.
Oh, you did?
I was speaking about busy moms and fitness. I was like, I'm not a mom, so I can't speak from a mom's mouth or point of view so much. But training them, here's what I know is that there's many tired days, and it's just the fact that they prioritize it and they submit it in. Where it's like
Yes,
I gotta get this done, and it just that method works really well for them.
for
And then
sure.
just about finding that block. Always,
Yeah.
always like sometimes I encourage them like if you get up 30 minutes earlier and just knock out some kind of Peloton workout or some kind of hit workout, that's still a lot. It's still something.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, yeah. But I do look forward to training. I think we'll have some good sessions. So
Okay. Can't wait. Can't wait.
yeah. Where can people find you, Sam? On social media.
Oh, it's at Pearly underscore Whites underscore mobile.
That's on
That's
Instagram.
that's on Instagram, and then my website is www.pearlywhitesmobile.com.
Cool. Are you on TikTok too? You're on TikTok, right?
Yeah, but I'm not there yet. I'm still trying to find the groove of doing TikTok. So
Yeah. You know what helps me make a lot of content is like I'm not even actually a video person to be honest with you. And I just grew into it because I kept doing it and doing it. And I got better at it. But I'm really better at pictures and words
me
and
too.
things like that. Yeah.
Me too.
So I'll probably have a lot more pictures and word posts. And then there's like videos of me working out, training clients. But I don't have like a lot of face talking things. But they're there too. But I think like when it comes to making content, it's just about finding your
Yeah.
stride in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you should have a day, like, I don't know, a weekend for working moms. Meet at the park, do some workout with their kids or
I
something
know
this
it should
summer, right?
tell me, but my goal is to open a gym, a new kickboxing, weight training, fitness gym. So
And are you planning
yeah.
on seeing like kids as well, like a certain age?
Um, probably teens. Probably teens
Teens.
like 15 and older.
Got it.
16 maybe. Yeah, I haven't really thought about that part too much. But yeah.
That's cool.
I used to teach kids all the time back in high school. I used
Yeah.
to all the way from 4 years old to adults. So
That is so cool.
yeah.
I mean, you can do it, and I'll be there first day.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Thanks, Yesenia. I appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time.
Yes,
You're
thank you
welcome.
for thinking of me. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
absolutely. Absolutely. Enjoy your night.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.